One of the hottest people on the grid has to be Lando Norris. But apart from being one of the hottest, he's definitely one of the richest as well, and Lando doesn't shy away when it comes to spending money on things he likes. Lando has it all: huge houses, flashy cars, and even hot girlfriends. To put things into perspective, Lando Norris's net worth is currently at $280 million, but although he's been making big bucks ever since he entered Formula 1, it's worth noting that his father is the one that is responsible for the majority of Lando's wealth. Lando comes from a family of millionaires, as his father is Adam Norris and his mother is Siska Wellman. Adam retired at the age of 36 after working as a pensions manager and being one of Bristol's wealthiest people. In fact, according to Forbes, Adam is the country's 501st richest person in 2022, and after selling his pensions advisory firm, he amassed a whopping $250 million fortune. Not bad, huh? Well, quite obviously he's used some of the money to put his son in a McLaren, but that's it. Norris knows how to drive an F1 car and has proven that on many occasions, which is why he's been able to earn some independent bucks by himself. Now he has a contract with McLaren that expires in 2025, and by that time Norris is supposed to earn $20 million per year. Although this is half of what Verstappen earns at Red Bull, it's still sufficient for a driver for the 5th fastest team in 2022. So what does Norris spend his money on? Well, apart from having luxury and prestigious equipment for his Twitter streams, along with Albon and Leclerc, Norris knows that not everything in life is related to Formula 1 and that there is life beyond this. Norris has spent a lot of money on cars, and you'd be surprised to learn that he owns three cars worth well over $1 million each. Now, let's start with the Rolls-Royce Wraith, the car that Norris is very proud of and the most expensive one in his collection. This beast is definitely the most luxurious one as well, and the fact that Norris has it just goes to show he's an enormous fan of the luxurious brand. You'd think that he'd stop there, but no, he went on and purchased 2 more cars that are literally over $1 million each. Next on his list is the Lamborghini Aventador, and while it doesn't provide the comfort and luxury that the Wraith does, after all, Norris is a racer at heart, and whenever he feels like revving up is the right thing to do to let some steam out of his soul, the Aventador is waiting in the garage. $2 million so far, so keep counting because the third one is coming. Now, what kind of McLaren driver would you be if you didn't own a McLaren car in your garage? Lando Norris owns the McLaren 720S, which costs, yeah, you guessed it, $1 million. McLaren saw immense success once they signed Norris back in 2019, as they won the 3rd Constructors' Champion spot with him and Sainz back in 2020 and finished P4 in 2021 with Norris and Ricciardo. While the team is now facing a slump in performance, Norris is enjoying a strong career and one that is definitely well taken care of in the financial plan. So 3 cars, $1 million each. That's it, right? Well, you guessed wrong. Norris has a palette of other cars just for the sake of it, and the next one that is the most valuable is the Mercedes-Benz AMG. This beauty is estimated at $790,000, and the fact that McLaren uses Mercedes F1 engines goes to show that Norris trusts this brand to the extent of spending $800,000 on an absolute beast. Who wouldn't if they were in Norris's shoes? Apart from that, Norris owns a Ferrari F8, estimated at around $590,000, a Jaguar F-Type, estimated at $220,000, and some cheaper cars that he probably uses for everyday activities, such as an Audi Q8 and a Land Rover Defender, both estimated at around $155,000 and $190,000 respectively. Some cars he has, huh? One would think, where does Norris keep all of these cars? And does he have enough time to drive all of them, at least once per year? Well, this is our next topic that we covered for you. Norris owns a massive house in Monaco, and prior to moving to this luxurious place where he'll be sharing the sunset view with drivers like Bottas, Ricciardo, Hülkenberg and Verstappen, Norris used to live near Woking, the place where McLaren's factory resides. However, if you were presented with the opportunity to live in one of the most luxurious places on the planet, would you miss it for anything in the world? Norris has hinted about living in Monaco in an Instagram post in which he said, "Say hello to my new home. The place isn't finished yet, but I'll be living here in Monaco when I'm not in the factory or at the track next year. I get the keys at the end of the month, so hopefully I'll be moving in soon. I'm really looking forward to the next chapter." An apartment in Monaco is probably the most expensive thing you could buy or build, so rest assured that the young Brit has spent a fortune on this beauty. After all, his life in Monaco will undoubtedly cost him around $100,000 per year, and the fact that he has a massive house in Woking that he could definitely visit whenever he feels like the crowd in Monaco is becoming too much for him stands as it is. Norris's move to Monaco is a smart one, considering the fact that there is no personal income tax, and with Formula 1 drivers earning tons of money, it's truly a paradise. True, everything is expensive, but for the money that these drivers earn, it's a steal for the youngster. The fact that Norris is single is great news for the ladies out there. The young Brit used to date the smoking hot Brazilian model Lucinia Oliveira, but after making their relationship public, both decided to end things earlier this year in September. So if you happen to be around Monaco, potentially in the modeling business, and happen to run into Norris as he buys his groceries, make sure to throw him a wink or a cute smile. He could fall for it, you never know. Now, all of this fortune, and it's still not enough. Norris is reportedly looking to buy the Pagani Zonda R, a car that is worth around $2 million. This will be the priciest possession in Norris's garage, and it would definitely be a pleasant sight to see the youngster cruising Monaco's streets with. If you think about it, this could be a good investment for the young McLaren driver as well, given the fact that Hamilton used to own a Zonda recently, and he sold it for $11.3 million. Norris certainly learned a thing or two from his father. They look insane and sound amazing. The Zonda R would be the quickest car he has owned to date, maxing out at a whopping 233 miles per hour. One sportsman reported on Norris's potential selection. So what can we say? The guy enjoys his life. I mean, if you're a millionaire at that age, you'd probably do the same, wouldn't you? And keep in mind that Norris is currently a wanted asset for one of the best teams in the sport, Red Bull. Yes, that's right. Norris could join the team in 2025, and the salary would increase massively when he does. With that in mind, Norris would definitely be one of the highest paid drivers on the grid with what he brings to the table for Red Bull, and rest assured that his pricey collection will become even pricier. And Norris does pay attention to what he wears on his wrist, as after the Miami GP, the young Brit was spotted wearing a $15,000 Rolex GMT Master 2 Pepsi watch, one of the most iconic watches to exit production from the Swiss company. But apart from that, Norris owns a very luxurious watch from one of McLaren's primary sponsors, Richard Mille. Norris is a proud owner of the Richard Mille 6702, a watch that was recently sold in an auction for $293,000. Now that Norris will be competing against a tougher opponent in Piastri, rest assured that he will need to step up his game and become a better driver in order to keep his chances of being signed by Red Bull. Even if he isn't signed by the Austrian team, Norris does need strong seasons in 2023 and 2024 in order to extend his contract with McLaren come 2025 and become even richer. And I'm curious what he'd buy then. So, what do you think about the luxurious possessions of Lando Norris? Let us know in the comments down below.